I am just as much on this spiritual journey as you guys are. Um, and it's a healing journey for me in the spacing of I always wanted to be one of those people that would be brave and courageous enough to tell my own story, to tell and share from my own experiences, and in that light, be able to sort of be an anchor for other folks, you know what I'm saying? So that you don't have to go through the very things that I've experienced in my live experiences, but that you could learn the lesson and kind of reroute yourself, right? So, from time to time, I'm encouraged to tell and share with you things that I've experienced, things that I have witnessed, encountered. And today, I feel an overwhelming sense to do that. And for many of you guys, this is going to resonate. For others, it won't. But of course, for those that do, um, take it how it resonates. So, for the longest time, I found meditation to just be just a complete bore. Okay. I did not get the value out of it because, quite frankly, my ego was competing with my need to silence my thoughts. And I know that when you first start on a meditative journey, when you start beginning to meditate, my biggest thing was I kept falling asleep. I'm not even gonna hold you. I kept falling asleep. I would get focused, and 15 minutes in, I'd be knocked out. I would have to set a timer to wake myself up. You know what I'm saying? But everything happens for a reason, right? And so I stopped forcing myself to meditate in a traditional sense. And I allowed myself to be open to whatever the divine sent my way to allow me the therapeutic practice of meditation. And I've always been a reader, right? And a lot of times I could be reading a full story, totally engaged, you know what I'm saying, turning pages, and then all of a sudden something completely different in terms of a thought process would hit me, whether it be a song or whether it just be a knowing or a whispering, and it'd be like, wait, did y'all hear that? And it's like, as I've grown a bit more maturely in my spirituality, I understand that, everything is energy, all right, and nothing is left to chance. So I say all that to say this. Just this year alone, okay, I have gotten into Lego building, right? And here's the thing, I've never been against, I never really was for. But what I'm always in support of is anyone finding something positive that they can do with themselves to practice active mindfulness, okay? I like to color, I like to draw, or I should say doodle. I don't want to give myself the title of artist because that's not exactly what I am when I think about my drawings. But what I found was a lot of those things would ground me, especially when my nervous system was overactive and dysregulated. And I just didn't feel like I was in my body, right? I felt like I had no control. Things were just all sort of in the universe, if you will. And I had to learn to trust. But I've come to enjoy Lego building. And it's funny because it came on the heels of me going, I'm going to just say it because this is how spirit is letting this channel flow through me. It came when I was balls deep into my reading journey this year. My goal is to read 126 books, okay? I have read, I believe, 68 to date. And for me, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. When I read, I read. I don't read for the numbers. I want to reach my goal, but I read because I like to learn, okay? And it's nobody's business in terms of any of that, but I say all that to say this: nothing that I do I would consider traditional, okay? Because even as I read, I like to read a lot of different things. I like to read fiction, I enjoy reading nonfiction and becoming more spiritually aware. I also enjoy comics and graphic novels, manga. I enjoy a lot. I watch TV series, I love film, I love movies. There's a lot that I love, you know what I'm saying? And I allow my passions to lead me. But I say all that because I don't know a lot of folks that consider Lego building to be meditative, right? But for me, it very much is. Anything that I can tap into sort of this state of active mindfulness and, kind of like a flow state, I'm for it. But of course, I'm sitting on my bed, I'm constructing a camera, essentially. And I'm enjoying myself because I know my whole thing is that I hate when I get to the end. It's just like a book. Especially comics, okay? Even the trade paperbacks and hardcovers, I hate when I'm coming to the end and there's nothing left. I'm that girl. All right. So I'm constantly reading. I'm constantly trying to build. And I love this particular set because it's one of the bigger sets that I've had. I've only done 3 builds or 2 builds, and this is my 3rd. So it's all relatively new to me. But while I'm building, I keep hearing the song Torn by Latoya Luckett. I think her name is hyphenated now. But you guys know who I'm talking about. Latoya, formerly of Destiny's Child, which could be significant for someone in this collective. For many of you, you could have been Destiny Child's fans, okay? Could be Latoya Luckett fans. Could be fans of Divorced Sisters, the new show by Tyler Perry, okay? That could be significant for you. But in the song, it starts off and she's like, a part of me wants to leave you alone. A part of me wants for you to come home. A part of me thinks I'm living a lie. 'Cause I think but I'm better off without you. Something like that. It's not about how I'm singing it. You sing it if you can sing it better. It's about the lyrics, okay? It's about being torn between 2 things, 2 individuals, 2 places, 2 states, 2 spaces of the heart, okay? And there's a decision that needs to be made, okay? And I come back to Divorced Sisters and I'm thinking that there's a lot of synchronicities here. All of this stuff is coming together, right? Because this decision that is being made is going to cause you to divide, to divorce, to separate, okay, to choose between. And whether it's in love, romance, whether it's in career, whether it's with family, ultimately the choice is going to be left up to you, all right? But I'm inclined to believe that some of this is, hold on. This is all about love and romance. Love and romance and choice, all right? Somebody is hopeful for beginnings with you or reestablishing with you. Someone else is hopeful for a new beginning, which indicates that this is something that is from your past, okay? I hope we can put the past and the bad times behind us and start again. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I hope you can forgive the error of my ways. I acted so immaturely. So that's one energy that you have here. Another one is I've realized that what I was missing in my life, and that is you. The new love has given me a fresh perspective and changed who I am. There is no going back, only forward. When I met you, after that, I never looked back. I want to have a fresh new start with you. This is all about new beginnings, okay? As I stated, and in fact, collective, this is about a choice that you need to make about whether you're willing to round back to something that may be over, okay? No matter if it's 2 separate energies, 3 separate energies or not, whether there was love there, love worth rekindling. It's about choosing you or choosing this energy. All right? The choice ultimately is yours. You don't have to do what anyone else thinks you have to do. You don't have to stay within the traditional guidelines of what dating looks like or what making the appropriate choices for yourself look like in love and in life. Okay? This is just a reminder that you get to choose what you are passionate, who you are passionate about, who you love, and who you spend your time with, how you spend your time. Okay? I hope this resonated, and if it did, please drop a heart in the comments. Love you.